Good morning. It's Sunday morning and I'm about to go for a training hike, a ruck actually, because I'm going to carry a weighted backpack. And I'm also going to do a challenge, which I'll explain a little bit more. So in this challenge, it's supposed to simulate what they call a Delaware Dash, which is the General Washington's journey across the river in the Delaware, and then the march to Trenton, which is 10 miles. So I'm going to do a 10-mile hike, but I'm not crossing a river. But to, I guess, make it and embrace the suck, you're supposed to get wet or hose yourself down as if you crossed the river. So here I am getting wet, crossing the Delaware. Not that bad. Let's really do it. I think it's safe to say I'm wet. Okay. Of course, it's all supposed to rain this morning, so I might get wet again. Check back in shortly. Good morning. So it's me and the birds as the sun's coming up in the distance, and I started walking. Originally, I was going to do a 9-mile walk or ruck, which with a weighted backpack, conditioning myself for both hiking and another event that I'm planning on doing later in the year. But then I saw the July 2024 challenge, which was a 10-mile hike. So I figure it's only another mile. And if you do the hike, well, you earn a patch. Big deal, right? It's just a patch, but what you pay for and you have to buy. And you're on your honor system to say you did it or not. But I figured, why not? I like it. I like history, like Washington, Revolutionary War period. And I'm going to go hiking anyway, 9 miles. I can do an extra mile and earn the patch. And of course, today I live in South Florida, and Tropical Storm Debbie is in the area. And it's been pouring and raining all night long and windy. But I actually think the worst has passed. But I said I'm going to go anyway, unless it's like really, really terrible rain squalls. I'll go through. So wind just passed through a little while ago. And I'm looking at the radar and it looks kind of clear. They're predicting rain. But the good thing is it's breezy and it's cooler than usual, I think. So it's actually a good day to do it. It's early, so I'll try and get it done before the heat builds up. I figure maybe 4 hours at the most. I've been training pretty hard. My legs are tight, but it's nice early Sunday morning, except for that loud muffler. Pretty quiet, and I have the streets to myself mostly. So, but that's it. So every month in rucking they have a challenge that they challenge people to do, and do some sort of exercise or workout as a monthly challenge. And like I said, this month that just passed, it's actually August now, but I ordered the patch. It just came in the mail yesterday, so I said, you know what? I'll make it a 10-mile ruck instead of a 9-mile ruck. So my pack weighs approximately 30 pounds right now. I just weighed it. I have about 2.5 liters of water in it, and I'm using a Camelback, or Hydro Pack, or whatever they want to call it now. I usually don't use these things, but you kind of have to on this. The backpack is really not conducive to getting water out. It does not have pockets like my backpack does. I can't reach them without taking the pack off. So a bladder, or water bladder, or hydro pack, or whatever you're calling it, is the easiest and best way to keep hydrated while walking, so I don't have to stop, which can eat up a lot of time. The only thing is, I'm not going to put electrolytes and stuff in my pack because it kind of messes up the bladder. Some of them stain, or some of them actually, the flavor kind of goes in there. This bladder I haven't used in a long time, and it actually tastes a little off, but it's one hike, so I'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is, my plan is to walk a little over 10 miles in a route that I worked out on Google Maps. Unfortunately, most of it's along streets. It's not a rural area at all. That's the downside of it. But I made an interesting route. I found a coffee shop that's at the halfway point. So I'm going to basically hike to the coffee shop, may treat myself to a coffee, and then come home. Well, I guess I have a blowdown in front of me from the storm last night. Just kidding. I think I'll be able to navigate this one. Well, I guess I have another blowdown in front of me. This one a little more severe, but I think I can navigate it. So, not a problem. This is what I'm looking at most of the time. I've walked 1.3 miles so far in coming up on 25 minutes. So, pretty good pace. A little bit slower than I might be. Definitely not liking the wet shoes and feet, but other than that, it really doesn't matter. The temperature is nice, so, and there's a nice breeze, so I'm enjoying that. And the ground is wet, so occasionally I get splashed up a little bit from my feet walking, or I step in a puddle, but it doesn't matter, I'm already wet. And the sun hasn't come up yet, so it hasn't gotten really hot and muggy yet. So I just checked up the temperature. According to, I guess, the locality I'm in right now, it says it's 81 degrees. Feels like 88 with the humidity already, and it's climbing now that the sun's up. But I got a nice line of trees alongside the road here, which is partly why I'm picking this route as well. So the sun has not come up. It's overcast and cloudy with the storms in the area. I don't know if it says there's more rain on the way, but I think I'm in between two bands, so I don't think I'm going to get it too bad. Basically, as part of my training, I decided I'm going to keep doing the rucking because I'm going to do a rucking event. It also helps with the backpacking as well. It's not a big deal to be carrying 25 or 30 pounds as a backpacker. It's pretty standard. I think most backpackers can relate to that. So to me, rucking and backpacking are very common in that you're moving, hiking, walking with weight. And I think they complement each other naturally. It's not really much of a stretch. My backpack actually feels better to me than the ruck does because the weight is not so concentrated in a metal plate, that is heavy. It's more spread out along your whole back. Just feels a little more comfortable. I think my backpack is more comfortable, but this is definitely smaller and more compact, and you have a better sense of your center of gravity, I think, with the ruck than to do the pack. Although you get very used to it. It becomes almost, when you're backpacking, your backpack just becomes part of you. It's, you don't think about it when you move. It's just you're used to having that weight on you, and you just compensated for it naturally. Within a very short time, you get very used to it. The ruck feels like it just pulls you down, like back. I feel it more like on my back as a weight. It's more draining down than backwards. Anyway, enough of that. So I decided I'm going to do 4 days a week training with a backpack and weights and a weighted backpack. I mean, just so you don't confuse, I'm not talking about lifting weights. I'm talking about the backpack with weight. And I'll do usually 3 shorter. It's relatively shorter, and then 1 long, much like you would running or training for a race or a marathon. You would usually do shorter runs during the week to work on certain things, and then you might do a longer run on the weekends for just distance or endurance. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this as well. So the long ruck this week, like I said, was going to be 9 miles, but because I saw the challenge, I said, I'll add another mile, and I ordered the Delaware Dash patch, which just came yesterday. So I said, let me do it today. So there we go. So that's how I'm doing this. Anyway, not much exciting to look at. It's basically a road. You can see that's the path I just came up, and luckily it's asphalt, so it's easy tread. Unfortunately, there's really no long distance hiking trails in my area unless I want to travel. So, and you know, a lot of times I'm like that. I might spend more time traveling than I would hiking. So it's a diminishing return. That's it. So I'm also hopefully getting in shape. I have a hike planned in about 3.5 weeks. I'll be returning to the AT, and I will be doing a portion of the AT with a friend, another hiker. We both want to stretch our legs a little bit. Everything I'm doing is to get in shape, but also testing out the knee. So far, I hadn't had any problems with it. Every once in a while, I get a little tingling on the inside of the knee, where supposedly that tear was on the MCL. But I've never had any pain. I've been working out with weights. I've been going to a gym. I was doing that almost every day for like 2-3 weeks. I've kind of dialed it back. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm up to about just over 40 pounds right now. The ruck today is 30 pounds. I have a 20-pound plate in there, 2.5 liters of water. I actually have a rain jacket, which is kind of funny. I stuck it in there just in case it got like chilly and I was getting cold. I could put that on to warm up. But I figure the rucking will keep me plenty of warm, and temperatures are in the 80s, obviously, so it's not a problem. I don't think I'll freeze, but just in case, good planning, I guess. I have, the only other thing I'm carrying is my phone, and I'll have a wallet, and I have 2 packages of energy chews, which I'm going to try out. I haven't had anything to eat yet today, so I bought these. I want to try them out because I think they're might be a better option for me than electrolytes going forward, especially doing certain events where I may not have access to, stop, take a break, or water, or I may not want to. So I'm giving these a try. I know a lot of runners and cyclists use these. So I bought a multi-pack of these, and I'm going to give them a try out. So I haven't had anything yet. I'm waiting. I'm making myself walk first, earn it, as I say, because I'm used to doing anywhere up to 8 miles without any food or water, which now that I'm going longer, I need to bring water and I need to plan on calories or food. And that's something I have to obviously plan for. So that's part of this as well. Get used to that longer trail, just like hiking, have to carry snacks. So I got a little fanny pack on me. So altogether, all my gear is about 30 pounds. And that's it, not including the water weight that from the hose. But pretty much everything doesn't feel that bad. My chest is a little wet, but it could be from the hiking. And my feet, I feel my socks and my shoes are wet still. But I think they're drying out. So they don't feel quite as squishy as when I started out. Well, I've left the main road and I'm walking through a neighborhood. And they were right about the rain. It's raining. But the sun's out a little bit, so I don't think it'll last very long. I'm going to put my phone in a plastic bag so it doesn't get wet. But anyway, I'm coming up on the 3-mile mark. I've been walking for 54 minutes, so I'm doing 3 miles an hour, or a little better, which I'm happy for. And unfortunately, the sun has risen over the nearby trees, so it's getting a little warmer. I was definitely feeling it. So I wish there was some clouds with this rain. Good morning. I just reached the coffee shop, ordered my coffee, and I'm walking back. I've walked 5.3 miles already, a little more than it said on the estimate. So I'm going to go over my 10 miles, but that's okay. I'm going to walk back. I might go back the same way I came, but I might decide to alter my course just so I'm not walking all the same place. But I'll see. It's probably the most direct route, though. And rather than squaring off the corner, I'll kind of cut through the golf course neighborhood again. Okay, so far it's been good. Only got rained on about twice. Nothing really heavy. And traffic was light. Starting to pick up a little bit now as we get a little later. So, but other than that, it's a little after 8. So, still not a lot of people out and about. But yeah, nice walk. Definitely feel the backpack more now than before. And I wouldn't mind walking without it, to be honest with you. But I'm going to have this little coffee. Hopefully it'll perk me up a little bit. The energy chews didn't seem to upset my stomach, but I don't feel like they did much for me. I think I'd much rather have a protein bar or something like that. So, but I really bought them to try them out and for the electrolytes, so I can carry a water bladder and not have to mix electrolytes in a bottle. I personally prefer the bottles. I just like it. It's convenient, it's easy, and I think they taste better. But I'm trying to different equipment as I test out. So other than that, I'm not really carrying anything else. So it's a short hike. I'm gonna head back home. Hopefully, I'll be back home shortly. It took me an hour and basically 35 minutes, probably an hour and 40 minutes to get there. So figure another hour and 40 minutes to get back home. Or even if it takes me 2 hours, I'll still be good. So check back in shortly. So I decided to take a short break on this little wall over here, little garden planter or whatever, next to a business that's closed. Coffee, I'd say it's tolerable, but not that good. Definitely not a 5-mile walk. There's a little Cuban place over here. I think I should have gone there and gotten a cafe con leche or something there. And then maybe like a toast would have been much better. Probably tasted better too. I'm just going to have this a little bit. I'm going to throw it away. I don't even think I'm going to drink it all. And then I'm going to start heading back and make my way home and finish up this Delaware Dash Challenge. So that's it. Knee feels good, back feels good, legs feel good. They're a little tight. Definitely, I've been working out, like I said, most days, so my body is, more or less sore, almost continually, day to day. I've been trying to do different things. A lot of body weights. I've been starting to use sandbags to challenge myself and my body, and hopefully I'm going to start doing a little more dynamic stuff, but I'm trying to hold off. I really don't want to overwork the knee and my ankle on the left leg. Those seems to be the 2 points that I'm worried about the most. The ankle is occasionally sore, but I haven't felt any pain really. It just feels not 100%, and the knee obviously because of the injury. But other than that, everything I've asked it to do, it's done. I've walked obviously 14 miles. If you saw the previous video, I'm doing 10 miles today. I've walked 6 and 8, carrying 40 pounds. And I've worked out with weights, lifted weights, do squats, things like that. And the knee has not given me any pain or trouble. But until I get back out on the AT and test it going up and down mountains, I just don't feel that. In the back of my head, there's still that concern, that lack of confidence in ability, and that's the only way it'll probably disappear, is if I go out there and I feel no pain at all and the knee is good. So we'll see. That's it. So I'm going to put my backpack on and get moving again, and unfortunately get rid of this coffee. I think the next cup of coffee will be in my own house, hopefully, because it tastes better than this stuff. Well, it's about 2 minutes later. I decided to go through the neighborhood the way I came for now, rather than walk a little bit longer distance. I was joking around. I was saying I should do this again another week and try the little Cuban place and see if the coffee's any better there. It's as good enough reason to do a hike as any. So that might be another training hike. Well, I'll come out here and test the different place for coffee and toast or whatever. It's getting a little warmer as the sun comes up and humid. The rain, it looks like it's clearing, but there are some dark clouds in the distance. So I think I'm going to get wet again. So I'm keeping my little plastic bag handy for my phone. Other than that, anything I have on me, I don't care if it gets wet. So, but yeah, so that's it. This coffee is not that good. Just not what I'm used to. I shouldn't say it's not that bad. It's not bad, or just not what I'm used to. I like a different type of brew, I guess. Okay, a couple minutes later, the rain has arrived. You can see right there the dark clouds. It's raining. Got rid of my coffee with the numerous garbage cans along the street here. I guess it must be garbage day tomorrow, maybe? I don't think it would be garbage day on a Sunday, but it could be. But everybody's garbage is out, so maybe it is. Haven't seen a garbage truck, but got rid of that coffee. Didn't really drink most of it. And I'm going to put my phone away because I don't want it to get wet. So that's it. Still trucking along. Just past a little over 6 miles now. Well, hello. 7.3 miles hiked. The rain's moving in. It's raining again, and the wind's picked up. I'm gonna put the phone back away in a plastic bag in a second as the rain starts coming down. But I basically have about 3 miles to go, maybe a little bit more, maybe 3.2. So we're moving along. Nice. The sun's in and out. The clouds are coming in, so it's being blocked out. And we're on the edge of the shower. I don't know how bad it's going to get, but I'm back in the neighborhood along the golf course. Nice and quiet, very little traffic. A couple of people bike riding or walking, but with the weather going bad, I don't think we'll see too many of those for now. But check back in soon. Enjoying the rain and the wind. At least it's keeping the sun at bay. So I am enjoying that. So got the streets to myself. Good morning. Got about a mile to go, maybe a little bit more, slightly more. So hopefully 30 minutes, I'll be done with the 10 miles plus. Still raining off and on, a little heavier at times and lightning. I got a area of dark clouds in front of me, so I'm expecting the rain to pick up. I just crossed my last major road, so I have sidewalk and hopefully some trees as well on my way continuing. So this challenge is winding down, and I'm looking forward to getting this backpack off. Surprisingly, it feels heavy even though it's lighter than what I usually do, but it is a longer distance and I'm not used to going this far. But when I backpack, I certainly carry this much weight much longer distances. And the rain has returned. Oh well, enjoy. Well, I'm certainly keeping wet during this challenge. So it's raining a little harder now, but whatever. It's the end. Embrace the suck. Enjoy. Just crossed the 10-mile mark. I still got a little bit of distance, probably about 0.2, to make it back to the parking lot here at a park where I started, which is near my house. But I did the 10 miles in 3 hours and 9 minutes. I'm rounding up. So this is done. The rain just stopped and the sun's peeking out. As you can see, I'm lit by the sun. It's getting hot and steamy real fast with all the moisture and the sun here. But there's a nice breeze at least. Not that it feels all that cool, but it's better with it than without it. And I'm hopefully starting to dry real fast. So that's one good thing about these materials and the sun. I dry pretty fast off. My shoes and socks and my feet are the only thing that are really wet. That feel very wet. My back obviously as well, but that's to be expected. Yeah, so good. I'm glad I was able to do the 10 miles. I feel good. I'm really surprised at how fatigued I do feel though. I would have expected I've been a little better condition, but my back is a little tight with the 30 pounds, even though I've done 40, but I've done shorter distances, so I've never done this long with that much weight. So except for hiking obviously, but I'll keep doing it, probably do it again. Like I said, I may hike back to that Cuban bakery in the morning to get coffee one day, maybe next week or something. Maybe I'll make it another training hike, just so I can get acclimated to this distance and keep going further, because I need to keep the mileage up and progress even further for hiking and for training for other events. Okay, I'll check back in shortly. Good morning. Well, I'm obviously back in my house. I walked 10.4 miles. I stopped the recording a little bit before I got here. In 3 hours and 15 minutes. That's an 18 minutes 50 seconds pace for the 10.4 miles. So I'm good with that. I'd like to be a little faster, but I'll take that. Sub 20 is good for me. I'm pretty good at that. Other than that, it wasn't that bad. Like I said, I may do this again another week. Maybe walk over there, try that little Cuban place for breakfast, but I'm not sure. Or come up with a different route. But I would like to progress, do longer hikes, and with the weight, maybe progress in that as well to build up and condition myself and train for both the trail and rucking events. So that's it. Just as an example of what you can do if you really want to. Training hikes in your neighborhood. You don't have to always go to a park or something. Sometimes you have to use what's available around you and what's convenient. And walking in the streets, luckily I have sidewalks most places. There are some neighborhoods around here. There are some golf courses, but there's not a lot of trails. And there's definitely no elevation anywhere. So that's the biggest problem I have. I feel that I can't train my legs and my back and my cardio to go up and down a mountain. And that's what's lacking. So I try to make it up by carrying the weights, walking a longer distance. Sometimes you try and go a little faster, things like that, that you can change the variables that are within your control to aid you in challenging yourself and building up. And it also keeps it a little fresh where it doesn't get stale, where you're just going out and doing the same exercise workout all the time. So maybe I'll go to that coffee shop again. It'll be something different. I'll go a different route. It'll change it up a little bit. Most of it will be the same, but not all of it. And after a while, once that becomes something usual, you shift to something else. But that's it. So that's a little just training hike. I just thought I'd get back into doing the videos as I have a hike scheduled in a month or so. Like I said, I'm going back to the AT, and I'm going to do hopefully the approach trail along with about 30-something miles. Probably go to Amicalola to Neal's Gap. So that'll be about 40-something miles or so. And that's just conditioning, get into hiking mode again, and test the knee out. For me, that's the biggest thing. I have to make sure that the knee is good to my satisfaction, and I mentally feel like the knee is good enough and strong enough to go out and hike. And if not, then I need to find what I'm going to do next in doing that. So it's a shift of, it depends. It also determines what I do in the coming year or so, although there's a couple of variables that may influence how that goes going forward. But if I do want to do a through hike or sections or something like that, I need to know that my body is physically able and ready to do those things. And the only way of doing that, to me, is to go out and go on the AT, because that is the test. That's where I'm training for. So around me, I don't have anything that can give me a similar or even, something that's even close to it is not available to me. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I appreciate the emails that I get occasionally, the comments, and that you take time out to watch, because you have the choice to do anything you want with your time and watch or not watch. So I appreciate you taking time out, and till we meet again.